You're in my domain, got the whole crowd screaming out our name. It's a blowout, it's a hurricane, it's over before you know it. While you shaking, we're a dynasty in the making. We're the royalty, now we're breaking down the enemy. Move over for the soldiers. Take a swing, I can take a hit. If we die, it's fine, we live for this. It's all for this. We're gonna stand on top with our hands in the sky. Gonna raise our cup to the stadium lights. For the glory, for the glory. We celebrate with the city tonight. Hear the hometown cheer, it's the ultimate high. For the glory, we do it for the glory.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome here to race number 7 of the second season of the NNSCRA TaxSlayer Truck Series. We're under the lights here tonight at Kansas Speedway, getting ready for the running of the Toyota Tundra 250. Now, last week, we at Bump Draft and Super Speedway, we saw what could be potentially the first locked-in driver into this season's playoff system. Only 8 spots up for grab in this series. That was, of course, O Pollard picking up his second win of the year. It's basically with there being such a limited number of spots in the postseason, that in this series particularly, that multiple wins are almost seemingly crucial to get yourself into one of those 8 available spots. And O Pollard may have very well just made himself one of those 8 entries to battle for the championship once the chase begins, picking up win number 2. Will we see another former winner from this season maybe go to victory lane here tonight and join O Pollard as a potential candidate to lock themselves up a spot in the playoffs? The reason that I kind of hesitate to say the word locked, though, is the fact that we haven't even finished the first half of our regular season. There's still a long ways to go, so you know, there's so many different scenarios for O Pollard where even with 2 wins, he might miss. We may end up having more drivers go to victory lane and get multiple wins this season. And O Pollard still has to keep himself inside the top 30 in the point standings, too, to have those 2 wins count towards a playoff position. But nonetheless, let's focus on tonight at Kansas. This racetrack is a very exciting racetrack in terms of racing. We're going to see them double wide, 3 wide all the way through the field, and they can keep it together, too. Also, all events here this week are going to be 41 laps in length, and I know for certain as far as the Trucks and Hershey's Cup Series, they cannot make it those 41 laps on 1 tank of fuel. So if this race goes green, which normally Kansas races have tended to do, we may end up seeing these races come down to green flag pit stops. When are these green flag pit stops going to take place? I don't know. I don't know what the fuel window is. We'll find out when these drivers do. Probably these drivers, these crew chiefs know, but they haven't let us in on the secret. Nonetheless, Henry Williams lines up on the pole position for tonight's race alongside of Joseph Romero, a couple of Chevy Silverado drivers looking for their first trip to victory lane, and we're going to see if maybe we'll have a first-time winner, another multi-win driver. Let's go down and get that command.
Drivers, start your engines.
Command is given. It's time to give you your top 10 in the point standings coming into tonight's event. Points leader is still Nathan Stapleton, but he only holds a 9-point lead over the new second-place driver, O Pollard, after his second win, jumped up to the runner-up spot. Angel Alvera is in the 3rd spot in the standings, 19 points out. Patrick Curtis jumped up to 4th, and Henry Williams, the pole sitter, is currently in 5th. H Garcia currently 6th, Melody Baker in 7th, 8th is Sky Commons, 9th Nicholas Raill, and completing the top 10 in the point standings is Harrison Ponder. Out of the top 10 in the point standings, only 2 veterans hold slots in there, Garcia and Raill. So we'll have to see what veterans may be able to move themselves to the top 10 after tonight. For drivers that are outside the top 10 that have a win this season, M Czekala is 16th in the points, and PJ Williams currently is 26th in the standings. They still would be in a playoff position since they're inside the top 30. in the points. But here we go, the Toyota Tundra 250 here tonight at Kansas. It's green, let's roll. Already 3 wide going into turn 1. That's Tristan Allen making the move for the top position. Joseph Romero gets kicked way up to the high side, 3 wide. And he's fading back very quickly. Who's going to lead the first lap? I thought it might be the 81, but now Alexander Rowe's going to make the move to the inside in that Brandt Ford F-Series. Going to be a drag race here to the line between Chevy and Ford. Ford wins out. Alexander Rowe will lead the first lap. You see some cars down there, some trucks utilizing the front straightaway apron. That is legal. You can go down there. I think that was H Garcia in the 51 that was down there. Thing they have to make sure is if they're going to go down there that they have to be safe in merging back up into the traffic when they enter into turn 1. Ricky Cervantes has now moved into second. PJ Williams there in third. Williams the lowest running in the standings of former winners this season. As we mentioned, 26th in the points coming into this race. Last week he gained a spot in the points after a somewhat decent finish, I guess you could call it, at bump drafting, but definitely trying to climb himself back up in the point stands as the caution flag is out for the first time here tonight. We've got a 3 wide back here for the 5th position. Andrew Miller in the mix along with Sky Commons and Heather Gallant. Austin LaPlante as one cart truck got the wall. Drag race to the line for the caution. I think Cervantes got it. That was quite a battle. What if that had been the finish? It looks like we had an incident going into turn 1. A lot of skid marks there between 1 and 2, and it looks like it continued on almost to the exit of turn 2 to the back straightaway. Let's see who was involved. Oh, wow. Guy who's starting the outside of the front row for this race, Joseph Romero, the 83, all crunched up. Isaac Nicholls in the 29 sitting on pit road. A lot of rear end damage on his Cooper Standard Ford F-Series. Can't tell, there may be some damage there on the 28 of Michael Haas, and whoa, slow it up there. It was O Pollard back here. It looks like both of the, or at least 2 of the Smart Motorsports cars got involved, as there's damage there on Jake Smith. Polstead or Henry Williams might have been involved as well, and there's also damage on Ryan Brommer. Front end damage on the hood of Jake Moss's 24, I can see. And I think some of these drivers, actually, well, maybe all the drivers that came to pit road came for some kind of damage repair, as none of the leaders decided to come to pit road here under this yellow flag. So let's take a look and see what brought out the caution for the first time here tonight at Kansas. Well, you remember I said they could use the apron on the front straightaway, but they were responsible for merging back up safely. Well, Michael Haas on the 28 apparently did not do this. Watch as he is down there on the apron. He's going to come back up the racetrack, and to his outside is the 27 of Ryan Acosta, and I guess Michael thought he had him cleared, and he did not. Oh, wow. Look at the 27 up and on 2 wheels. Thing fortunately comes back down to rest right side up, and there you see Henry Williams involved. Nicholas Raill got involved, and whoa, they got a big wreck further up there. I think that some drivers may have come off the transition of the apron after trying to avoid this incident. And one car took a huge lick, looked like it was the 92 of our points leader Nathan Stapleton that we're looking at right there. He clobbered that safer barrier. All right, let's look here. There's the wreck we saw, and then watch the 33 there of Easton Barber. He comes up into Stapleton. You saw right there Isaac Nicholls came up off the nose of Preston Plourd. They all go up into the wall. Also the 7 of Alex Hawkins. And I don't think that's all that happens. I think if we look further up here, we'll see another incident. That's O Pollard to the inside of Ryan Brommer, and then he gets hit from Tyler Deaver. That sends Pollard right up in front of Joseph Romero. So that's where the 83 got his damage. 24 of Jake Moss already has front-end damage there. Let's see what happened to him. Must have run into the back of somebody. He's already got front-end damage. Where did that happen? Is there like a stack up? Oh, here it was. This was back still during green flag conditions. And right here, oh, contact between Angel Alvera and Hillary Sanchez sent the 73 up the track into the 24. So that's probably why Alvera came to pit road, and that's where Jake Moss got his damage. But that puts us out of the caution for the first time here tonight. Let's go back for the restart. Green flag set to come back out here on lap 8 of 41. Ricky Cervantes the leader, Alexander Rowe second. Then it's PJ Williams, Tristan Allen, and Andrew Miller, your top 5. Green flag back in the air. There were a number of drivers that came to pit road, but I think the majority of them were drivers that got damage, whether under that green flag run or in the caution. Nobody up here at the front of the field came to pit road. As out of the race after that incident, 2 drivers, Joseph Romero and Isaac Nicholls. Romero came into this race in the 38th position in the points, Nicholls 32nd. Both really could have ill-afforded a poor performance here tonight, and now they're out of the race less than 10 laps into tonight's event at Kansas. Battle for the lead is on. Alexander Rowe to the inside, Ricky Cervantes to the outside. Cervantes in his second full-time season here in the TaxSlayer Truck Series. Alexander Rowe last year ran full-time in the Pizza Hut X Series. And now takes the race lead away from Cervantes. Meanwhile, battle is on for third. Andrew Miller to the inside, Ace Garcia up topside. Remember, Ace Garcia last season made it into the playoffs. Already started out this year at Daytona with a trip to victory lane, and now trying to join O Pollard as a 2-time winner this season, now 3 wide. Andrew Miller getting put in the middle by his teammate Wyatt Walker, who will move from 5th all the way up to 3rd in a matter of a couple of corners. And you saw just ahead of him that lead change, Ricky Cervantes going back to the top position. So they're getting pretty antsy further back there. They're 3 wide. I believe that is Jonathan Zoerlein. Yes, it is. In the 88. Zoerlein's going to take the position away from H Tsang. That moves him up to, I think, 9th. And now Patrick Smith makes it 3 wide. They're almost 4 wide behind him there with H Tsang, Heather Gallant, Marty Czekala, and Harrison Ponder. 3 wide further up. That's Tristan Allen making the move to the inside of Alexander Rowe. That's for 4th. As we've got another lead change, Wyatt Walker going to take the position away from Ricky Cervantes. Good racing up here at the front. A lot of jostling for position. You got PJ Williams running right there in 3rd, and here comes Ace Garcia up to the 4th position. Sky Commons right there in 5th place, now looking for 4th. Commons last week headed into Bump Draft and Super Speedway as the points leader and left 8th in the standings. So definitely trying to bounce back from a tough week last week. Looking good right at the moment there in that 99. He's currently in the top 5 in the 4th position. Got some teammates back here battling. Marty Czekala, the 18, Tristan Allen, the 81. Already this season, Top Gun Racing has 3 trips to victory lane, 1 courtesy of Czekala at Las Vegas, and then 2 via O Pollard at Bristol Dirt, and of course last week at Bump Drafting. Wyatt Walker, after getting by Ricky Cervantes, he's kind of kept himself out in front and not really let anybody get to his back bumper. The best battle towards the front of the field might be for 2nd place. PJ Williams trying to run down Ricky Cervantes, and he's got Sky Commons right behind him. We talked about the top 10 coming into this race. Well, 10th in the standings is Harrison Ponder. He's now back here inside the top 10, battling with Heather Gallant now in the 53 of Michael Whitman, but very consistent has been that Twizzlers Ford F Series and trying to keep himself in the top 10 in points with another solid outing here this evening. As look at this. Ricky Cervantes got moved out of the way by PJ Williams, then got kicked up 3 wide. PJ Williams gets by him, Sky Commons got by him, and now Ace Garcia, Alexander Rowe, and Tristan Allen all make the move on him for position. But again, this all going on currently behind the 13 of Wyatt Walker. Wyatt comes into this race 22nd in the points, so a win would certainly help shoot him up in the point standings. As H Garcia looking to make the move on Sky Commons, that would be for third. Slower car up ahead, that is the 28 of Michael Haas, and it looks like they're going to have to go around him on the high side. Nope, they're going to have to go low now. And PJ Williams tried to use the 28 as a pick, couldn't do it. And again, we've now settled into a long green flag run, barring any caution flag. These drivers, I believe, are going to have to come to pit road before the checkered flag waves. So when do they make the move for pit road? What's the fuel window? How far can they go? Do they put it right on the edge of the fuel window, or do they try and stretch it a little? Whoa! PJ Williams tried to get to the left rear quarter panel, and he almost got into the left rear quarter panel, trying to get to the inside of Wyatt Walker. Now it looks like he's going to be able to make the move as they'll drag race to the line. I don't think Williams will lead this lap. Well, maybe I'm wrong. Hold on. What does the scoring say? Wyatt Walker barely did lead that lap. Boy, we've had a couple of photo finishes coming to the line here tonight. What if that happens on the last lap? That'd be amazing. As now leaving the door open down low is PJ Williams. Will H Garcia fill it? Not able to quite do it this time. Williams throws the block. He'll hold on to the spot for the moment. Keep in mind, PJ Williams, we're talking about him trying to stay in the top 30 in the points. Well, he's also a former winner this season, don't forget, at Bristol Dirt. He'd love to be able to pick up win number 2. That would certainly help his chances of making it into the playoffs. And I thought, no, I guess the 12 just got tight in the corner. There was some ground being lost by the 12 of Alexander Rowe, and I thought maybe they were starting to think about making green flag pit stops at this point. H Garcia trying to get to the inside. He will do so. And he'll now pull alongside. He'll have the inside advantage going down here into turn 1. But look at the run Alexander Rowe got on the top 2. M Czekala coming along with him there, along with Wyatt Walker there in the 13. Give the race lead now to Garcia in the 51. Garcia 6th in the points. 22 points out of the points lead coming into this race, and would love to make his second straight TaxSlayer Truck Series chase for the championship. In his career, he's made 2 chases in the NNSCRA, also making the Pizza Hut X Series Season 2 chase for the championship back when he drove the number 9 Dodge Challenger. 3 wide for second. Tristan Allen says thank you very much and goes by both Wyatt Walker and Alexander Rowe to move to the runner-up position. Tristan Allen trying to become the 3rd Top Gun racing driver to go to victory lane this season, joining M Czekala and P Plourd III. Tristan in his 2nd full-time season here in the TaxSlayer Truck Series, and he comes into tonight's race currently situated in the 36th position in points, so certainly could use a win. As when Garcia hits the line, we have 18 laps to go in this one. Sounds like there's a slower truck up ahead. That's the 19 of Jake Smith with no hood. So he'll be the next traffic that the leaders will have to encounter, and they'll probably catch him within the next 2 to 3 laps. They've gotten single file now. Garcia, Allen, Williams have broken away for the top 3. Then you've got 4th, 5th, and 6th, Ponder, Commons, and Walker. And then there's a dogfight back here for 7th place on back. M Czekala, Andrew Miller, Heather Gallant in this group. J Lagasee, Michael Whitman, Ricky Cervantes, and now Tony Green there in the 4 is up here trying to crack the top 10. This is the battle for 5th. Walker to the inside, Commons up top side. They've just gotten around the 19 of Jake Smith, have the top 3. Garcia still holds the lead over Allen and Williams. So they're about to bypass the 19 now, 4th through 6th. Yeah, 4th through 6th. I was going to say 3rd through 6th, but it is 4th, 5th, and 6th place. And now it's going to be interesting to see about these guys. Gallant has been able to separate herself there in 7th. They're 3 wide for 8th place. Czekala, Whitman, Miller. You've now got Nick Johnson in the 41, the defending champion up in this group. Oh, careful! Oh, and there goes Miller! Andrew Miller around! Oh, and he just got hit by Jonathan Zoerlein. The caution's going to come out for the second time tonight, and they're still piling in. Hawkins is in it. Sanchez is in it. Yellow flag waves for the second time this evening. And I believe they're racing back here to the caution, and Ace Garcia is going to lead it. And I will be very surprised if we see nobody come to pit road here under this caution. I think this is the caution maybe these leaders were hoping and praying for, and they got it. There you see Hawkins smoking. There's Sanchez smoking. I thought they had it saved for a brief moment, but no, Andrew Miller went around, and then it was on from there. I saw Miller, I saw Zoerlein, Sanchez, Hawkins, with some pretty significant hits. And here you see, it looks like the race leader, Ace Garcia, is indicating he's coming to pit road. So this is the money stop, as they say. And we're actually going to stay here for this pit stop to see who's going to win the battle off pit road. It could be potentially the pit stop that decides our race winner. Boy, I just looked back there and saw Hillary Sanchez coming to her pit stall. The entire right front wheel well was completely ripped off that Dodge Ram. They are going to go with at least a 2-tire stop on most of the leaders. Let's see if they go for a full 4-tire stop, or is it just right sides and go? And it's just right sides. Garcia coming off pit road. And Tristan Allen going to try and beat him off pit road. Can't do it. It's going to be Garcia, Allen. Common's going to get 3rd. I think 4th was Williams. 5th was Harrison Ponder. And Marty Czekala was 6th. So it will be Ace Garcia, the race leader. When we go back green, let's take a look and see what brought out the yellow flag. And of course, we basically saw it happen live, but we'll take a slower approach of seeing what happened. And Andrew Miller, oh yeah, he just got a little too high off the corner, got into the wall, gets clipped from behind by J Lagasee. He almost had it saved, comes down to Nick Johnson, and right there is where it snaps around. A nice save by Johnson to not spin. And boy, we almost got away with one there. Oh, there's some contact for the 0 of Patrick Curtis. So he's got some right front damage, and then here comes Zoerlein, nowhere for the 88 to be able to go. And I don't know if anybody else hits the 23 of Miller, or if it's further up that the further contact happens. Nope, there you see right there. There's the contact for Hillary Sanchez. And then here comes Hawkins, and there's where he gets involved. And everybody trying to scatter and avoid. Zach Winkle in the 90 is going to get involved. You see him hit the 73. There's O Pollard, last week's winner, going low. Preston Plourd, Jake Moss, Ryan Brommer getting through. Little contact there for Ryan Acosta as he tried to make his way by between the 7 and the outside wall. I mean, for the most part, it looked like we had maybe 5 drivers get involved in this. Miller, Sanchez, Hawkins, Zoerlein, and then also potentially it looked like there was some contact for the 0, and yeah, the 0's on the apron. So yeah, there was some pretty significant right front contact for Patrick Curtis. But that's what brought out the caution. Oh, and also Zach Winkle. Yep, so about 6 trucks involved in this one. That's what brought out the yellow flag. Let's go back for the restart, and I believe now these drivers are within their fuel window to make it the rest of the way. We've gotten the indication 1 lap to green, which means it'll be a 10-lap dash to the finish. 10 laps to go when the green flag waves once again. Here we saw Ace Garcia win the battle off pit road. He'll restart ahead of Tristan Allen, Sky Commons, PJ Williams, Harrison Ponder. Rest of the top 10 are Marty Czekala, Heather Gallant, Michael Whitman. Angel Alvera up to 9th after getting a little bit of contact at the beginning stages of this race, but up in the top 10 is the 89, and Tony Green is going to complete the top 10 in 10th. But there are a number of drivers out of the race after what we just saw. We've got actually 1 driver out of the race. I'm not exactly certain what happened, but Wyatt Walker, who was up at the front at one point in this race, is out of the race now in the 32nd position. Will finish officially tonight in 34th, and also out of the race, most of the cars we saw involved in that wreck. Alex Hawkins, Jonathan Zoerlein, Patrick Curtis, as well as Andrew Miller, Hilary Sanchez, and Zach Winkle joining Joseph Romero and Isaac Nicholls in the garage area. 2 cars off the lead lap, Jake Smith in the 19 and Michael Haas in the 28. So we've got 31 cars on the lead lap of 33 still running as the green flag's back out. 10 laps to go here tonight at Kansas. This is the Toyota Tundra 250, so obviously Toyota would love to be able to have one of their own go to victory lane. H Garcia trying to do just that. Battle is on for third. PJ Williams making the move on Sky Commons. And now trying to go for second place off Tristan Allen. That 10 car looks like it's set up pretty well for the short run. Another driver just worked his way up here towards the top 10 is the 54 of Nicholas Raill, a teammate to Ace Garcia. There he is. We're under caution again? We are under caution again. And it must have happened just about when Garcia had crossed the line and these guys hadn't. So Garcia's actually racing back to the caution. And these guys technically had already taken the yellow flag. So that's interesting. They're going to have to get themselves bunched back up. But you saw on pit road the 70 of Brandon Joy. Oh, Ricky Cervantes involved. He was a leader of this race at one point. Matt Haas in the 8 has got damage. So both of the teammates, both of the brothers have been involved in something here tonight. There's the 70 of Joy. A lot of front end damage on Ryan Acosta. Second wreck he's been involved in tonight. Got some right side damage and rear damage on O Pollard. And we had another wreck here. That's Jake Moss in the 24. Ryan Brommer in the 11. Had a follow-up wreck here of some kind after the caution had waved. And Moss is on pit road. So I think we'll get back green, but I don't know how many laps we'll have. Let's take a look and see all the incidents that just took place. What brought out the yellow, and then the incident after the caution had been taken. Well, this is what we call the big one. This was just barely outside of the top 10. Harrison Ponder gets into the wall right in front of Brandon Joy. Joy's going to snap loose, goes down into Matt Haas, and then just watch this as the cars drift back up the track. You see Ricky Cervantes getting into it there. There's LaPlante. He gets hit from behind by Ryan Acosta. O Pollard involved. Points leader Nathan Stapleton was in it. There's another truck back there. Jake Moss in the 24 involved. Ryan Brommer was actually in this one as well. And I thought he might get hit by the 28, but he didn't. But right there, involved in this wreck, was first and second in points. Stapleton in the 92 and Pollard in the 39. And boy, a lot of hard licks there. It's just a sweeping front straightaway. When the cars swing up in front of other drivers, there just seems to be nowhere to go. Now let's see what happened after the caution waved. Not 100% sure what was going on here, but Jake Moss in the 24, after taking the yellow, he just never slows down and rams right into the back of Preston Plourd. I don't understand what went on there. And then Ryan Brommer does the same. He runs into the back of Michael Haas. Neither driver slowed down, and the yellow flag was clearly out for them to see, and they just never stopped. I don't understand that. I don't know if there's some kind of statement trying to be made right there, if they're, if there's tempers flaring, or if they didn't know caution was out. But I mean, the flagman was waving the yellow flag. I mean, it's pretty clear to see. But whatever the case, that was the follow-up wreck after the yellow flag was already displayed for the entire field. Okay, here we go. It will be a 4-lap shootout to decide this race now, and I think if the caution comes out at any point before receiving the white flag, race will end under yellow. H Garcia was able to hold him off on the last restart. He's the leader. Tristan Allen right there in second. Third is PJ Williams, Sky Commons in fourth, Marty Czekala fifth, and then it's Michael Whitman, Angel Alvera, Nicholas Raill, Heather Gallant, and Nick Johnson. That's your top 10. Out of the race now are the cars of Ryan Brommer, Jake Moss, Ryan Acosta, Matt Haas, Ricky Cervantes, Brandon Joy, Austin LaPlante. Joining all of those others in the garage there. We now have 26 cars still running, 24 on the lead lap. Green flag in the air with 4 laps to go, and Garcia got himself a good jump. The battle is very quickly on for second. Going to help Garcia a lot, at least for the moment. Tristan Allen did not get going, and he drops from second, now all the way back to 5th place, as Whitman moves up to 4th, Williams to 3rd, Commons to 2nd, and he wants the lead. Garcia goes to throw the block, can't do it. Here comes the 99. And are we still green? Yes, we are. New race leader is Sky Commons. Last week lost the points lead, but looking for his first win of his career in the TaxSlayer Truck Series. Here comes Heather Gallant to the inside, 3 wide for 2nd place. Tristan Allen's made his way back down to the inside line, following in the tire tracks of teammate Marty Czekala. Ace Garcia now slots into 2nd, trying to run Commons back down for the win. Commons with about 3 truck lengths, now 2.5 between himself and Garcia, as now here comes Heather Gallant for 2nd place, as there's a little less than 2 laps to go. Gallant going to try and clear Garcia, move Gallant to 2nd. These two better settle out their differences, though, if they're going to have a shot of catching the 99 for the race win. Garcia way up the track. Loses 3rd place to Marty Czekala as the white flag is displayed for Sky Commons. Does Heather Gallant have enough time to reel in the 99? She's closing. Gonna have to get a big run down the back straightaway here. Commons gonna have to do a lot of mirror driving through 3 and 4. Here we go into the final corners. Commons, Gallant. Who's going to be the first one back to the line? Gallant closes the gap, but only by about half a truck length. Sky Commons wins the Toyota Tundra 250 here tonight at Kansas Speedway. First win for Smart Motorsports this year. First win of Sky Commons' career in the TaxSlayer Truck Series. And 1 week after he lost the points lead after a dismal finish and a barrel roll at Bump Draft and Super Speedway, he's going to counter that here tonight with a trip to victory lane. Standings, I think, are official. And Sky Commons becomes now the 7th different driver to go to victory lane this season. And keep in mind with the fact that we only have 8 available spots in the playoffs for this series. Commons with the victory, though. Heather Gallant will finish 2nd. That's her best finish of the year so far. Marty Czekala will finish in 3rd with teammate Tristan Allen there in 4th, so a pretty good showing for a couple of the Top Gun racing drivers. And PJ Williams, who needed a good run here tonight, is going to get a top 5 and 5th. Teammates Nicholas Raill, Ace Garcia there in 6th and 7th, so they will stay in the top 10 in points after tonight. How about Angel Alvera? That's a bit of a comeback finish for Angel in the fact that got involved in a little bit of a scuffle early on, but was able to battle back for a top 10. That'll keep Alvera in the top 10 in points as well. J Lagasee is going to get 9th, and completing your top 10, Melody Baker. How about that? Melody ended up coming into this race 7th in the points and will stay in the top 10 the standings heading into next week as well with a solid outing. If you look on down through the remainder of the finishing results, we had 24 cars finish on the lead lap. The last car on the lead lap was Nathan Stapleton, the points leader, so I don't know if he'll keep the points lead or not over O Pollard or over Angel Alvera. But nonetheless, thank you all for tuning into this race. If you enjoyed it, be sure to give it a like, subscribe, become part of the crew today. We've shown you full feature results. Here's your rookie points and overall points, and next week, you've been watching production of the NCRA. Offline racing at its best. Good night from Kansas.